Drexler-Sibbet Team Performance Model. There is a framework that outlines stages of team development, from forming to performing. Let's explore this model from the perspective of the Buddha, considering his teachings and principles of leadership. Forming. In the forming stage, teams come together and individuals are getting to know one another. From the perspective of the Buddha, this stage could relate to the initial recognition of interconnectedness and the understanding that all beings are fundamentally connected by the nature of existence. The Buddha's teachings on the interconnectedness of all things lay the foundation for harmonious team formation. Storming. The storming stage involves conflicts and disagreements as team members begin to voice their opinions and establish their roles. The Buddha's teachings on mindfulness and compassionate communication are relevant here. The practice of mindful awareness allows individuals to understand and manage their emotions, fostering a space for open dialogue without hostility. Compassion helps navigate conflicts with empathy and understanding. Norming. During the norming stage, team members start to establish norms, roles, and a sense of group identity. In the Buddha's perspective, this stage aligns with the development of virtues and ethical conduct. The Buddha's emphasis on the 5 precepts, ethical guidelines, provides a framework for individuals to develop a harmonious moral compass, contributing to a shared understanding of values within the team. Performing. The performing stage is marked by high collaboration and productivity. From the Buddha's perspective, this stage resonates with the practice of right effort and right mindfulness. Right effort involves cultivating wholesome qualities and letting go of unwholesome ones, fostering positive dynamics within the team. Right mindfulness encourages individuals to be fully present and engaged in their actions, enhancing team performance. Adjourning, or transforming. In the adjourning stage, teams either disband or transition into new forms. The Buddha's teachings on impermanence align with this stage. The realization that all things are impermanent helps individuals navigate transitions and transformations with equanimity. Understanding impermanence also encourages individuals to value the lessons and experiences gained during their time together. In conclusion, when viewing the Drexler-Sibbet team performance model through the perspective of the Buddha, it becomes apparent that the Buddha's teachings on interconnectedness, mindfulness, compassion, ethical conduct, effort, impermanence, and wisdom provide valuable insights into each stage of team development. His teachings not only guide individuals in harmonious team dynamics, but also encourage the cultivation of qualities that enhance personal and collective growth throughout the team's journey. It seems like there might be a typo in your question, as Andrew the Great is not a historical figure that I'm aware of. However, if you meant Alexander the Great, I'd be happy to explain the Drexler-Sibbet team performance model from his perspective. Forming. In the forming stage, teams come together and individuals are introduced to one another. From the perspective of Alexander the Great, this stage could relate to the assembly of his diverse Macedonian army and allied forces. He would recognize the importance of uniting individuals from different regions and backgrounds under a common cause. Storming. The storming stage involves conflicts and disagreements as team members assert their opinions and roles. Alexander's perspective would align with his military leadership approach. He valued direct and open communication among his generals, encouraging them to voice their opinions before making strategic decisions. Conflict, when managed constructively, can lead to more informed choices. Norming. During the norming stage, teams establish norms and roles, seeking common ground. Alexander's perspective would involve integrating the strengths and expertise of his generals and soldiers. He was known for appreciating the skills of his diverse commanders, allowing them to lead in their areas of expertise while maintaining a cohesive vision for the campaign. Performing. The performing stage marks the height of collaboration and productivity. From Alexander's perspective, this aligns with the successful execution of his military campaigns. He emphasized leading by example and participating actively in battles, fostering a sense of camaraderie and dedication within his army. Adjourning, or transforming. In the adjourning stage, teams disband or transition. Alexander's perspective, although he himself passed away young, would likely emphasize the legacy left behind by his conquests. His military achievements continued to influence the Hellenistic world for centuries, shaping cultural exchange and political developments. In conclusion, while I interpreted your question as referring to Alexander the Great, it's important to clarify if you were referring to a different historical figure named Andrew the Great. If so, please provide additional information, and I'd be glad to assist you further. Certainly, let's explore the Drexler-Sibbet team performance model from the perspective of Julius Caesar. Forming. In the forming stage, teams come together, and individuals get to know one another. From Julius Caesar's perspective, this stage could relate to the assembly of his loyal legions and key allies. He would understand the importance of forging personal connections, loyalty, and trust among his soldiers and supporters. Storming. The storming stage involves conflicts and disagreements as team members establish their roles and assert their opinions. Julius Caesar's perspective aligns with his political and military maneuvering. He was skilled in managing the complex dynamics of the Roman Senate and his generals, using diplomacy, strategy, and persuasion to navigate conflicts and maintain his position. Norming. During the norming stage, teams establish norms, roles, and a sense of identity. Julius Caesar's perspective would involve implementing his vision for Rome and consolidating power. He aimed to reform various aspects of Roman society, from politics to infrastructure, to establish his legacy and solidify his influence. Performing. The performing stage is marked by high collaboration and productivity. From Julius Caesar's perspective, this aligns with his military campaigns and political achievements. His ability to inspire loyalty, adapt to changing circumstances, and lead from the front contributed to his success in expanding the Roman Republic's territories and influence. Adjourning, or transforming. In the adjourning stage, teams either disband or transition. Julius Caesar's perspective would encompass his tragic end and the subsequent transformation of the Roman political landscape. His assassination led to a series of events that eventually culminated in the end of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. In conclusion, Julius Caesar's perspective on the Drexler-Sibbet team performance model would revolve around his mastery of political maneuvering, military leadership, and his vision for transforming the Roman Republic. His ability to manage conflicts, build alliances, and achieve remarkable feats left a lasting impact on Roman history and shaped the trajectory of Western